We have Kara here. She is scheduled to receive a eyebrow tinting service today. So we've performed our patch tests on our client, and we'll start off with our consultation and get to know your preferences and your style and what you're looking for out of this service today. And at this point, you can ask your client some questions as far as, do they prefer a more natural look, or do they like a more bold look? Do they plan on changing their hair up soon? Are they concerned about gray hairs and gray hair coverage? So we'll just go through some basic questions. Do you normally wear like a full face of makeup, or do you keep it natural, or what is your personal style like on a daily basis?
I think I keep my face more natural, and so for like my brows, I think I would be looking for more of a natural but dark but not too dark
Okay.
look.
And that's a really good thing to know, because some people do want that more bold brow, and then other people do want some color, but they don't want it to be harsh looking or too saturated. So at this point, I can tell I already have an idea of what I want to do on her. We're gonna go into our assess portion, and you're gonna take into account your client's eye color, her undertones in her skin, her natural hair color. These are all things that you need to take into account to create the most flattering color of your tint for your client. And we can see that our model here has warm undertones. There's a lot of pink, a lot of red underneath her skin. And so in this situation, we don't want to make her look too warm. It's just not gonna look natural. It's not gonna be flattering for her. With that being said, and all of that taken into account, we're gonna create a custom color mix for her today. And we'll be taking a middle brown tint, and we'll be cooling it down slightly with an ash gray. And if you remember our color wheel, if your client is more on the red side, the color directly parallel is going to be blue. And you want to look for colors that have ash in the name, because that means it does have a cool undertone to it. And you want to explain to your client, you don't need to get into all the specifics, but you do want to let them know, Kara, so I'm gonna be doing a custom color for you today, and I've taken into account your warm undertones, and I have a really lovely brown, and I'm gonna add a little bit of a cool color to cancel out any warmth, and I think it's gonna suit your features very nicely. We're to the point of performing the service on our client, and step number one is always gonna be to cleanse the client's brows or lashes, depending on which service you're gonna be performing. And since we're just doing a brow tinting, we're gonna be taking a really nice foaming cleanser and just creating a nice clean canvas for our tint. And even if your client isn't wearing any makeup, you still want to do this. Any oil on the skin, it's going to impede the longevity of your tint. Okay, and now that we have her makeup and everything off and clean, we're going to start mixing our custom color. We're gonna take 80 to 90% of our middle brown, and we're gonna go in with about 10 to 20% of our ash gray. And that's just gonna cool down this middle brown. And with our Intensive brand, you want to make sure that you're adhering to the 1-to-1 mixing ratio. So that's 1 part tint and 1 part developer. And now we're gonna mix it up. And just make sure that you're really incorporating that developer in, or you may experience some inconsistent results if it's not mixed thoroughly. We're ready to apply this to our client. And just ensure that you're getting each and every hair and getting the fronts and the backs, and making sure they're fully saturated. And it sometimes helps to go in the opposite direction of the hair, and that way you can ensure full coverage. Right, and this tint is going to process for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the saturation level that you're looking to achieve. So for her, I may do about 4 minutes. At this point, you can clean up any areas that you may have strayed from their brow and it'll create a nice clean look. They've processed for the 4 minutes and we're just gonna remove this. I like to go in with a dry cotton round first, and then I'll take one that's damp with some water. This is our wet cotton round, and we're just gonna make sure that we remove all of the tint. I think it looks really good, Kara.
Yay!